Hey YouTube, what's up? Today I'm going to do part 3 of the Highway 301 Endless Yard Sale. This is what I picked up. Now, there is one bundle of things I'm not going to include in this video because that is for the new Hard Eyes Market on eBay, which is going to feature more modern things. I'm going to focus on the vintage and antique items for this one. So our first stop, we went to Smithfield at Harper's Flea Market, and I purchased from 2 sellers there. Their first one, his name is Anthony, and if you're in the area and you want to go check him out, you go in the main doors, you head all the way to the back, and to the right, and he'll be right there. As you're facing, he'll be on the left-hand side. Tall dude, beard, longer hair. I believe he's got longer hair. But his booth is amazing. He's been doing this for 17 years. And I love his place. Love his little setup because I always find some cool, dusty, crusty goodies. So, first thing I got there was this. So, the thing about it is some of his stuff is not priced, so you will need to take it out and ask him. He's pretty fair. He doesn't like gouge or anything like that, so I appreciate that. Because I was buying several items and because I'd been there before, I got this for 10 bucks. Now this goes to a ceiling lamp, a ceiling fan, light fan, whatever, fixture, and I'll probably be able to get at least 20 bucks for it, so doubling the cost or the profit on that. There's no chips, there's no issues with it. It's just dirty, needs to be cleaned up. But anyways, yeah, that's item number 1. What was next? Oh, I don't know that I'll sell this. I don't know that I'll sell this because, I mean, if you know me, you know I'm not a fan of deer. Why am I not a fan of deer? Because they carry ticks. Because they are like overrunning. Like people don't hunt them here in Raleigh. I was literally standing on the balcony of one of my apartments here a couple years ago. I was repotting some plants out there and I looked down and there's this gigantic deer that runs through the parking lot and he got hit. And not killed. So, like, it's just, they're dangerous. I grew up with them in Pennsylvania. My grandparents had white-tailed deer at their store. Kind of like a tourist attraction. People would come up and feed the deer, this, that, and the other. The bears like to eat them. That's unpleasant. But anyways, but I love the colors. I digress, as usual. I love the colors of this. Look. And there's birds right there. Now, this is not perfect, and quite honestly, it's not perfect, and I don't even remember what I paid, because I was like, I'm probably going to keep it just because I love it. If I don't, I'll let you know and list it. So, we got that. We got the baseball thing. Avon brand have not sold one of these milk glass hands by Avon. Cute little flower detail right there. This is dirty. I need to wash it. But yeah, little bow right here at the top. So cute. Trinket dish. All I have is batteries for a trinket. Oh wait, I have my necklace. Right? So super cute, bedside, vanity, bathroom, etc. That'll be for sale. Next. Now, as you can see, this is Jason's wall, and I'm not sure, but doesn't he go? It's a bottle opener. We have the anchor, we have the swan, because I like the birds, and we've got this lion head. So TBD on whether this is going to get sold or whether this is going to get added to the wall. Where's the other one? Had to be careful with where I was placing these things so they didn't wreck shop. Next up, I paid $5. Brass letter opener, but dang. This could be used in a game of Clue. Who killed Miss Marple in the library? That sucker is sharp too. So anyways, got that. Love it. Super cool. That should be like part of the Gilded Study collection. And then I also got this. Why? I don't know. I have never sold one of these before. It's a pencil sharpener, right? Old school. You mount it to the do we do wall? Yeah, you can mount it to the wall. You can mount it to a desk. But I remember using these in school. It still smells like graphite and wood. And it was only $5. Let's see if I can get it back together without destroying it. There we go. $5. It turns freely. So, fairly sure I could probably get my money back out of that. But it's fun. I seem to be on a flower and office decor binge at the moment with a few oddities. Anyways, I believe those are the items that we got from him. Then the other lady that I was talking about, Joanne, it's amazing because Bradford is the town where I went to school. I actually grew up in Marshburg, which is 20 minutes up on top of the hill. But it's a very small town. It's a home of Case Cutlery and Zippo lighters. That's basically the claim to fame. And the Allegheny National Forest, the Kinzua Bridge, the Kinzua Dam. And that's where I grew up. And it's small. Like, there's not a ton of people up there. But interestingly enough, I have found since I've moved to North Carolina that there seems to be a direct line between Bradford and the Raleigh area. A lot of classmates are down in this area. It's kind of weird. So this lady, her name is Joanne. She lived in Bradford, and she reminded me a lot of my Aunt Jackie, actually. And she had been to my grandparents' store and been to my aunt's gas station gift shop. So I thought that was pretty cool. But her name is Joanne. Her booth is Joanne's Treasures. And at Harper's Flea Market in Smithfield, if you walk in the doors, down that main aisle, go to the left, and she's going to be, I think she's the second little booth on the left. It's a narrow little one, but super sweet lady, amazing prices. Now I was trying to be, like I said, mindful and picky, as the saying goes, in what I was choosing to buy. So I have a few things from her booth. The one I'm most excited about is this. $10. I got that for $10. I've seen them online similar. They sell for over $100. Sasha Brastoff. Am I even pronouncing his name right? I think so. And I've had the copper on, or enamel on copper plates by this artist, and have always sold them, and they sell well. It's just got some texture on it. Again, it's dirty and dusty, so it'll need to be cleaned. It's got some crazing on the back of it. But now, I say this, I'll get this in the booth. The booth sees everything, right? So I can't find any chips or cracks in it. So I'm excited about that. So $10, because I spent $16 in her booth. I spent $40 in Anthony's booth. The other thing that I got from her, tiara. The pattern is tiara, and it's flashed. It's flashed on color, which, to be honest, if I had realized it was flashed on, I probably would not have bought it, because flashed on color can be problematic. You can't really wash it. You have to be super careful with it. But to use this as like a display, when you're doing a shelf styling, you try to have things that create the elevation in the shelf. I'll insert a picture here for you so you can see what I'm talking about. I love styling shelves. I will style my shelf, leave it for a while, and then I'll get tired of it and I'll restyle it. So these are amazing to add that elevation. I love using these to hold plants. And I particularly like this because we live in an apartment, so space is limited. It's not like we have these gigantic spaces. So I tend to have plants in pots that are smaller. And this is a smaller pedestal stand. This is a 4-inch. This is a 4-inch pot. So that should tell you about how big this is. And I've got 2 of them. So happy about those. Even if they are flashed, they're pretty. They don't have to be perfect. That's the beauty of vintage. So after we left Smithfield, we headed towards Wilson and stopped in Lucama on the way at the Little Rock Original Free Will Baptist Church, something like that. And I didn't do any filming in there just because it's a church, and I don't know, it doesn't feel right to do it. But they had some stuff, and a lot of it was $1 or $2. I think the most I paid for anything was $2. So what did I spend? $7 there or something? Now I got this. I'm not sure. I got this, and I have a feeling I'm going to do some kind of art or something with it. Who knows? But, like, dude, it was $1. And it's unopened in the pack. So we've got that. Then we've got this project that someone never finished. But it's a cute little lap size as it is. Or go over the back of a couch. I know Caroline does not agree with that kind of decor. Or maybe it goes over the side. Or maybe it goes in a basket, right? Just so you can throw this over your lap. And then if you're artsy and craftsy, which I am not, you can finish it. But I like the colors for autumn. And I love the pattern. So pick that up for $1. No biggie. And I don't have a ton of Christmas stuff just because Christmas never sells well for me. It might sell like crazy for other people, but it does not for me. And these have some spots or some age staining, it looks like, on them. So I'll probably hand wash them, but we've got a set of 4 placemats with poinsettias. Love it. On linen. It feels like linen too. So $1. Then these were so different that I just had to pick them up. Like it's a softer fabric. The color is, what would you call it? Flamingo pink, I guess, is really what I would call this color. And it's, you know, it's got 2 layers. It's got the back and then it's got the top. And I've got 4 of them. And there's 1 sticker left on it. It says made in the Philippines. Yeah. Handmade in the Philippines. I think that's what that says. Yep. So I've got a set of 4. I'm going to clean them up. They smell like they've been at an elderly lady's home. It doesn't smell musty or weird. It just smells like your grandma's perfume, basically. So I'll air those out. I'm not sure how you can even wash them. You might be able to rinse them. I'm going to have to do some research on that. And that was $1. And I picked this up. I was like, ooh, I've not had this before. And of course, I'm a sucker for flowers. So I got this for $1. Black lacquered Japanese tray with peonies. And it's super dirty. It definitely needs cleaned up, but how cool would this be sitting in the back of a shelf? First of all, I like that idea because of the gold color. This is going to catch the light and reflect it back out. So some shelves, you know, I've got 2 bookshelves sitting under the windows over here, and they could be dark. I drilled holes in the back of them and put plant lights in them because I like that. I like that look. They're not super expensive bookcases, and I can do that if I want to. But I would use this in the back to reflect some of that light, bounce it out. $1. Love it. And that wraps up what we picked up in Lucama. Then we headed to Wilson, and we were hungry, so we stopped to eat lunch first at Ruckus and Redemption, and then we were headed out to the fairgrounds to see the other vendors. And on the way, there was a couple little tents set up outside this building, and it said Classic Consignments, and then there was like a Boone's Antique picture or sign on the building as well. And I had, you know, as many times as we've been to Wilson, which is a lot, I've never seen that. I thought it was just like this little 2-room situation, and we got in there, and this thing was huge. I found some stuff in there for good prices. Now, some of the prices in there were whack, really, but I found enough to pay $112. So it's on Highway 301, obviously. So check it out if you come to the area. Yeah, so I primarily shopped from two booths there. Three, because I got this guy. Look at him. First of all, I love the colors. Second of all, he's a planter lamp situation. And you can see, like, here's their very old label. That thing's been in there for a minute. Like, that's the thing I don't understand. You're selling these things, people. You're paying rent for your booth. And the stuff that you are selling, the tags on it are so old they're completely faded. What does that tell you? It tells you that your freaking prices are too high. But if you want to just keep it for the rest of an eternity, you know, you keep that crazy ass price on it. It's up to you. But this was marked, I think it was half off. I think I only paid $20 for it. How much did I pay for you? Small vase, ashtray, blah, 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 stapler. Duck. There we go. $20. Yes. So I'll take a chance on that. Now there's no lamp part or light part that goes in, but that would not be difficult to snag a little one off of. Oh God, that's so gross and dirty. But off Amazon, and you know, little plant in there, little console lamp, so adorable. Super excited about that. If I can easily get a little light bulb cord to go in here, that would fit, because this is like one of those, I guess it's like shaped like an Edison bulb, a tube bulb. I'll go ahead and sell it like that. It's not that difficult, but I loved it, and it's got some heft to it too. It's not lightweight at all. So $20 on him. That was one booth. And then the second one, I got two things. I got two things out of this second booth. Little bulb planter by Gonder Pottery. And this person had several pieces of Gonder in their booth, and the prices were really good. Like, she had 20% off the booth, and I think that this thing was only $10. Yeah, so I ended up paying $8 for this. So I will most certainly be going back there and checking them out. It was a cool booth. The other thing that I got from her or him was these Pimpernel coasters. Pimpernel usually sells pretty well for me. Now, I've had a set of peony, the letter P coasters, for a long time. I don't have the box for them. This comes with the original box, and this is fuchsia, and I just like it, you know. I figured someone who likes fuchsia plants, or last name starts with the letter F, or, you know, you're looking for the other letters to make a word. But yeah, and I want to say this was not that much either. How much was this? $10, her listed price, and got it for $8. This was the 20% off booth. So I got those two items there. Then the last booth. This one was my favorite. Like, I felt I would love to meet the person that did this booth, that buys the stuff to put in there. I loved it. I loved every part of it. It had several different little areas and how they had set up their shelves and their little staging, their little vignettes. I spent the most time in there just looking, and I could have walked out with 20 more pieces from this particular booth, but I was restrained. So I picked up this. How cute is this? It's a little frog. It's a brass frog attached to a wooden lily pad, and it's like a paper clip. I thought this was adorable, right? Who did I think about this? I have a repeat buyer that loves frogs, and if I see stuff like that, I always think of my return customers. I'm like, ooh, maybe they'll like that. But even if that person doesn't, it's still super cool, and I loved it. And I want to say, let me see the price for this. This was $10. That's not bad at all. Then this was interesting. I don't normally gravitate towards items like this, but it was a good price for what it is, and ashtrays generally sell pretty well for me. This is very 80s. And this was ashtray. Where are you, ashtray? $6. I felt like that was cool. That's good. Then I saw this, and this reminds me of my great-grandmother. She just loved violets. It's pretty. Oop. This is one of those paper mache trays that was made in Japan, 40s, 50s. I have a couple of them. I've never seen one this large, and I've not seen the florals before on it, and I just think it's gorgeous. Again, if you're styling a table or a shelf, this is perfect. Perfect. It's got that chintz look to it. I don't know, and I don't think I paid that much for this either. Maybe 14 tray. Good Lord, $8. I paid $8 for it. That's worth it. Yep, super worth it. Then, oh, I forgot to show you one thing though. I got a couple other things. I'll have to skip back, whatever. From her booth, I also picked up this business card holder. It's got a solid glass bottom. There's no chips or anything like that. And, you know, I have a theme going with the office supply stuff. So I just think that's pretty cool. I love it. And I don't think I paid, I think it was $8 business card holder. Card holder, $8. So not too bad. Then, because I was on a business item trajectory, I guess, office trajectory, I ended up picking up this as well. Swing line stapler, it works. Heavy duty. Yeah, and that was not that much. How much did I pay for this? $12. And this is out of that same booth that I absolutely loved. Then I had two more things from that booth that I'll show you. When I first started, I ended up getting a set of napkin rings very similar to this from Langston. It was one of the first things that sold ever in my Etsy shop. So I picked these up. Again, these were probably like $8. Not very much at all, maybe $4. Not expensive. So we have that. And the last item that I got was a last minute snag. We were getting ready to leave, and I saw this, and I saw the color and the flower on it, and I'm like, oh my God, that's so gorgeous. I love it so much. So I just picked it up, and this was a pure impulse. Y'all, I have been selling for a couple of years now, and I used to do online auctions because I worked a full-time job and I didn't have time to go to estate sales or yard sales or anything like that. So a lot of the items, well, you know, 98% of the items that I had to sell were purchased in an online auction. And I always tried to get something by this company, and I never could because the prices always shot up way too high. This is Moorcraft. I cannot believe I picked this up for $3. These things sell for over 70, 80 bucks online all day. This is the hibiscus. Now, am I going to sell it? It's my colors. I don't know. I think it's so pretty. It's got such good texture. It's Moorcraft. I cannot believe it. $3. Crazy. So, interesting, right? So we wrapped it up there and then headed over to the Wilson Fairgrounds. Now, there were a ton of vendors out there, but they weren't charging yard sale prices. They were charging full retail plus. So we looked, and I picked up a little footstool that had an obviously antique top, but I was looking at the bottom, had cast iron feet. Cast iron feet had been replaced. They were a reproduction, and she wanted 25 bucks for it, and I was just like, I'm not doing that. Did a quick loop, found one item from the Twisted Mane Rescue. They had a lot of great prices out there, a lot of interesting stuff. It's a good cause, so found this. Heavy silver plate mirror. It's in perfect condition. There's no chips, there's no cracks, there's very little foxing or loss of silver on the mirror itself. It has not been, engraved with anybody's initials, which is always a plus. And we got this for $8. So that was the last thing we purchased that day. Vintage hole punch. We got this from the church in Lucama. Super cool, $2. Goes with the office theme situation that I was going for. Weirdly enough, I didn't even plan it. Sometimes it seems like they just show up and you get them. 4 napkins. Again, Christmas. I'm thinking Christmas. So I opened them up. There was no stains on it. I'll need to iron these, which if you've been watching my channel long enough, you know I hate ironing, but whatever. It's $1. I can do it. I'll probably sell them for 12 bucks around Christmas time. Maybe bundle them with something else. I've got a ton of Christmas stuff that I haven't even bothered to deal with because, again, it never sells for me. Then this was just some random thing. I got this from Anthony at the Harper Flea Market. Office and floral. This combines the two themes that I was really, really into, apparently. I don't even think he charged me for it, or if he did, he charged me $0.25. Pretty sure he just threw it in because I got the other stuff. But on open, brand new, how cute are these little flower push pins? I love them. I think they're adorable. So that, and then this last item. I picked this up initially for sale. I don't know if it's going to be for sale. I don't know if I'm going to keep it. Jason was totally making fun of me. He's like, what the hell is the point of that? Why do you have so much frame for such a little piece of art? I don't know, but I love it. Look at that. What's on it? Oh, birds. You don't say. How very shocking. Watercolor. Does that say watercolor? Yes, it does. And this dude was from Durham, North Carolina, which is right up the road. I got this for $10. The lady that checked us out said that she had the booth lady had just brought this in that morning, so I snagged it. She had a ton of cool art in there, and again, I'm trying to be picky, so I haven't decided if I'll sell this or keep it for me. I love it. So that for real concludes the first day. Then I went to Benson. I went down there primarily to see my daughter, and I wanted to see if there were any vendors worth checking out while I was in Benson for the 301 yard sale. And I'm going to tell you, maybe I wasn't looking in the right place. Got to Benson, looked through a few setups, and there was really retail crap, nothing that I'd be interested in. So I just ended up going a little further down. Oh, I went to a thrift consignment store, Kaitlyn's Consignments or something like that, I believe it's called. and they were having a 30% off sale in their entire store. So I'm like, I'm gonna get it. It's big. This is why I'm not sitting down for this video. We have a Hollywood Regency small stand, towels, whatever. And I got it for 28 bucks. And I probably will not ship this. I don't know that I have a box big enough to ship it, and I'm certainly not buying a box just for this. But that'll sell locally here on Facebook Marketplace. Did that. The other things I need to show you were the last things that I bought in Benson, but that's for the other channel, and I'll do a separate video for that because I'm going to explain this whole eBay market thing that I'm going to do. Is it important? It's not groundbreaking or whatever, but for me it's tracking. I'm going to track the progress of this one. I know what I spent. I know what I got. I know how much my time was invested in it. So I'm going to track it like I should have tracked this Hard Eyes for Vintage, but honestly, I didn't know if I'd stick with it. I didn't know if it would work or take off, and I certainly didn't think I'd still be doing it 3 years later, quite honestly, or have quit my full-time job to do this, which gives me heart palpitations still. I've only been doing this full-time since February. 5 months. And it's been a slow go, but whatever. Anyways, that'll be another video. I went and got my kid. We stopped at, we went to Dunn. There was a thrift store, a vintage thrift store that had opened recently that I wanted to check out. Twice Told Treasures. And I found a few things there. Now, the prices there were not unreasonable, but they're were unreasonable enough that there was no way I was going to make any profit off of it. So I just enjoyed looking around and checking it out. So I got a couple things there. I think I got 3 things. 1, 2, 3. Yeah. So I picked this up. This is a candle snuffer. And I believe I got this for $8. And I generally will sell brass snuffers for like 16. So I was like, all right, I'll take a chance on that and pick it up. The second thing was this. Flowers and Birds key holder. Love it. $12, I believe, is what this was. I think it's so cute. I love the bird. I love the colors, yellow and green, of course. Then the last thing I bought there, it had a price of $10 on it, and the sticker on it said "as is." And I swear to God, I looked this thing over. I had Erica, whose eyes are much better than mine, look it over, and I could not find a chip or a crack, anything. So this is Roseville pottery. I think this is probably the first piece of Roseville that I've ever purchased and sold out of my shop. So $10. It's so pretty. And it's not, with Roseville, you have to be concerned with reproductions. And there's a way to tell that, right? But we've got this, and the coloring is fairly precise. It's got the sticker on it still, so I felt reassured in picking this up that it was not a fake. I love the Art Deco look of it. I absolutely adore the colors. I think it's beautiful. So that wraps up everything that I bought from the Highway 301 Endless Yard Sale in 2026. If you have any questions about any of this and you want to claim any of these, or you would like to see them listed, you know, so you can buy them, please let me know. Feel free to comment below. I will put the links of all the places I mentioned in the description below, and I'd love it if you'd subscribe. And that's it. Have a good one. I'll see you next time.